time is not your friend right now because Bitcoin is setting up here for a parabolic move of the next phase that is launching any moment. I'm gonna show you exactly where I believe we are going to start this move from. And of course, we're going to talk about briefly Ethereum and Solana. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video and activate the bell so you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's jump into it. So first of all, we're going to start off with the monthly chart here on Bitcoin, because today in the night, we got a really nice monthly close, exactly as we were expecting it. The monthly close happened at $68,100. From there, we got a small retracement on the daily chart. So just want to clear that up, So we got a big retracement under $67,000. If I remember correctly, we're gonna check that in a moment. But opened then this monthly candle for the month of June at 67,000. I think. Let's have a look here. $67,400. So that is, for the time being, really bullish. The only thing what we want to see here is that we are breaking the higher range of $71,300 and close the monthly candle above that level, because then we start to get into price discovery and will see price expansion to the upside. When we're looking here at the weekly chart, we can clearly see that Bitcoin is overall still consolidating along the all-time high, but once that consolidation phase is coming to an end, again, you're going to see a move here to the upside. I still want to point out that there is a scenario where we would come back down to the bottom of that range, which would be around $60,000. And then the top of the range is right now at $73,000, more or less. So whatever comes first is the next move here for Bitcoin. Again, on the shorter time frames, we need to lean just a little bit right now more to the bearish side, that this scenario is playing out. But on the higher time frames, everything still points to, of course, a move into higher price levels. The problem is that the shorter time frames can lead to a quick, bigger sell-off to the level down below here before we get the move to the upside. But once again, I'm not fully convinced for now that this is going to happen. It's just something that you need to keep in the back of your mind. Where is this parabolic move coming from that I'm talking about? This parabolic move is coming from once we are leaving the consolidation phase. Because every time when Bitcoin consolidated around the prior all-time high, so here, for example, in 2017, it was around the $1,200 level, we start to get into a parabolic move. But of course, this parabolic move has some corrections also in between, as you can see. And here in 2017, we got a total move afterwards here of 1,311%, respectively 13x after we broke the prior all-time high. The same happened in 2020 and so basically in 2021 in that bull run. Here again, the prior all-time high from 2017 at 19,500. We consolidated around that prior all-time high for a couple of weeks. Then we started the expansion phase. Now we do the same thing. Prior all-time high $69,000. We are consolidating right now around this all-time high for a really long time. And the next phase afterwards is expansion to the upside. The amount of time that we are spending right now in this correction is starting to be a little bit longer than from previous correction, historically speaking. We are right now in 80 days of the overall correction since we hit a new all-time high. So that starts to be an overextension in terms of consolidation before we get another move to the upside. In a bull market, we could go all the way up to around 100 days. I think this is 100 days, more or less. No, actually a little bit further. So it could be up to 100 days. Here's 100 days. So now let's go back where we are right now. So, and we are right now in 80 days. So we could see another 20 days of consolidation and potential slow grind to the downside before we get this expansion move to the upside. The only nice thing here, according to the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, we are still on track here we are most likely down here right now. If you compare that, because we got the spike to the upside and then we went down with a little bit of zigzag. So we are most likely here. That section is this section down here before we get in here another leg to the upside, one slight retracement, and then we are off to the races. On this daily chart, the symmetrical triangle is still right now not looking like that it wants to break out here. We definitely need a break here to the upside to confirm the bullish bias of it. Stochastic RSI is about to print a buy signal with today's candle close. But it could be that we are waiting for the RSI to come down to the 50% level, because every time when the RSI came down to the 50% level, what did we see? We saw price bouncing back to the upside. So I'm going to show that to you here really quickly. Look here at the 5th of February. We came here after that move to the downside. We bottomed out and then got a bounce and continued to move to the upside. Here the same thing. We came down, got a candlestick formation, a reversal pattern, bounced back to the upside. Again, the same here. We came down, got a bounce back to the upside. Also here recently, we came down here and then got a bounce to the upside. So now there is a potential that we are waiting for that the RSI is coming back exactly to the 50% level to create another bounce that will lead to a jump in price action to the upside. If we are not getting it, and then that will be most likely because of the stochastic RSI printing a buy signal, which could lead prematurely to a move to the upside before we hit the 50% mark on the relative strength index. On the 12-hourly chart, nothing has really changed here. The downward sloping trend is still the trend line that is holding us down and prevents us from breaking into higher levels. We tried now in the last 2 days twice to break through that and created here lower highs again along this downward sloping trend line, which is inherently a bearish sign. But that we are still consolidating around the $67,700 and $68,500 level still gives me a little bit of hope that over the next couple of days we potentially see finally a confirmed break here to the upside in direction of the golden ratio, flipping this into support and see continuation to the upside. So the reason for that is that we are starting to move here in a sideways direction, which could lead to a rounding bottom. And from there, we see then further upside. Also on the indicators, the MACD still showing that here's some indecision going on with printing lighter red candles, one deep red candle in between. But the candle size is still more or less around the same level when you look at it. So, and that is telling me that there is still some sideways movement going on. And some consolidation because, bulls and bears are fighting for either directional outcome, and nobody has the upper hand here right now. Hence why we get here pushed between the $67,000 and $69,500 level. When we're going to the 4-hourly chart, things looking here a little bit better, at least for the time being. Remember, I told you guys here from this broadening falling wedge pattern, once we're breaking out to the upside, we need only to get here a W-shape confirmation that will lead to then continuation to the upside. We are in the final phase of printing the second leg of the W, but for that we need to reclaim $68,200. Once we are doing that, I'm pretty sure that we will get a confirmation of that W pattern with a break to the upside. So the break here would be around $69,000 to confirm the W pattern, and the target is more or less up here at $72,300. So once you see a break of $69,000 and you want to be basically jump last minute in on a Bitcoin trade, then there's your opportunity. Of course, another level is 68,300. And I think on another chart I had here another level, yes, 68,400. So these are the levels where you can get into the next Bitcoin trade. You can of course scale into that. That's absolutely fine, at 68, 68,400, 69 as the final one. And then we should be on our way here into new all-time highs. When we're looking at the liquidation levels and at the EMA ribbon, so there is more short liquidity building up right now above us, with also a massive over-leveraged shorts coming in here. Again, people start to think that we are breaking further to the downside here. To the beneath the Bitcoin price, there is of course also a lot of liquidity in low leveraged long positions that could get flushed here at some point, because if I squeeze this a little bit together, you see of course, so all the way down to like $54,000, there is massive liquidity below us. I still believe that this will remain untouched for quite a while, and that we are first going to the upside. While I'm not excluding a scenario that first we come back down to like 66,800 one more time, and then push here into a higher price levels. The only bearish thing on this 4-hourly chart is right now that the EMA ribbon flipped back into a downtrend with the yellow string coming out to the downside. So this, I hope, will turn into a fake out. Basically, let me see where we got something like this. More or less something what we saw here, so that would be fine. We don't want to see an extensive period of the EMA ribbon remaining here in a downtrend, because that would mean that we are potentially revisiting the mid to lower $60,000 level before we get any nice move here back to the upside. Now on the liquidation heat map, you can see clearly that also here liquidity is stacked above us way more than what is below us. Also the hottest area here with most of the liquidity is at $68,180 right now, and sitting there to be taken out. Once we are tapping into this, we should see a short squeeze around the $68,500 level. Once we are triggering this, we are getting a short liquidation cascade that should bring us close to the $69,000 mark, and potentially even higher. Also here on the monthly, you can clearly see here the brightest areas there above us, not sitting below us. Of course, he is that really fat one below us at the $65,500 level, up to $66,000. That I'm not ruling out that cannot get tapped. But again, the directional move would suggest that we go first to the upside, because here is more liquidity available than in this area below us. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade anywhere with me together, do that on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 for signing up there. And also BLOFIN has still the $300 deposit bonus going on until the 8th of this month. So you have another week to sign up with the link that you find here under my video to take advantage of that. And if you want to trade without KYC, use Margex, guys. I also really like to trade there. I still have trades running there. And if you're in the UK or in the US, use BITGET or Phemex. And just for copy trading, you can go to FAIRDESK. They still have the highest sponsors in the industry of $120,000. All these links that you see here are in the description of this video or in the pinned comment under the video. And of course, you help support the channel if you use one of these links, which I highly appreciate. So now, when we are talking about the USDT dominance, it looks like that. So let me actually move this a little bit to the side. It looks like today that we are getting a rejection from the 4.57% level, and we really need to get a rejection here. Yesterday, technically printed a spinning top formation here on the candles, so that suggests that price will, that here the percentage would move now back to the downside. That we are printing here a really small red candle could be a precursor for it, but for confirmation, we need to see a proper move to the downside, breaking here 4.46%. Potentially even 4.42%. There's a support level right now for the USDT dominance. Once we are seeing that, we're going to see altcoins popping again with nice returns overall. When we're looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart here, things starting to look quite interesting because we are above the prior support zone at 0.056 Bitcoin against Ethereum. Remember, guys, I told you once we are getting above that and get a candle close here, we should see Ethereum starting to move in direction of $4,000. Price-wise, we are still a little bit consolidating here on this 4-hourly chart. We have broken the downward sloping parallel channel to the upside now. The target of that would be $4,132. Here, I would not enter a trade right now if you were not able to catch it here along the bottom. If you caught it down there, you would be still up right now, roughly 2.3%, which is not all too bad. But here, if you're not in a trade yet, wait either that we get another tap down here at $3,700 or that we are breaking $3,870, that big resistance area. And then you can trade this into the target or potentially to the next one of $4,382 here. Then Solana, really quick. Here, nothing also really changed since yesterday. We need still to break the downward sloping trend line to get another nice move here to the upside in our targets to the 180 and the $200 level. Here we are risking right now to move back to 160 and potentially all the way down to $140 if we are not able to break here over the next couple of days this downward sloping trend line and get a move back above $170 and start ranging between $170 and $180. So I want you to be prepared of that. And because also here, there is still a fair value gap also down here, guys, coming in from 146 to $151 approximately. That was not filled yet. So there is a potential if we are not breaking this downward sloping resistance line and break above $170 that we are risking to come down to that fair value gap to close it and only then get a reversal back to the upside. Here, I would expect a really strong reversal once that is happening. So here in this scenario, I would put some stink bits. Again, guys, that are orders that don't have to get filled. But if something crazy happens and the market drops for unknown reasons, 20-30%, so then you get filled down there and you have a potential once in a lifetime opportunity of a trade that you can take into new all-time highs here for Solana. And guys, that's it for the quick update here on the Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you then again tomorrow.